So I know I've been teasing a new series, and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut from now on because after reading your amazing comments from the last video about Disney scene ideas, I had to do a sequel. So yes, I'm still planning on rolling out that seduction series, but today we're jumping back into the Magic Kingdom with 12 more amazing Disney-inspired BDSM scene ideas. Before we do, I have to announce some amazing new exclusive Patreon content. So we've rolled out these 24 Disney-inspired BDSM scene ideas over the last 2 weeks. But on Patreon, I've got 30 Disney scene ideas. Not only do I have 30 Disney scene ideas, but I have the play idea list for each scene as well as a full toys and supply list. So if you're interested, you can pick that up starting tomorrow, Monday, at patreon.com/LXerotica. Our first scene idea comes from Tangled, so grab those extra long extensions, ladies, because this is the perfect opportunity to add some hair pulling, bondage, and impact play, even using a frying pan like in the movie. You could also add in some role play with our damsel in distress looking for Prince Charming to rescue her from her plight. Our next idea comes from Lion King, as we look to Nala and Simba for inspiration fitting for switch play and primal play. These two are the perfect example of two bratty switches who enjoy the eroticism in playfully fighting for power. So think wrestling, biting, scratching, and maybe even consider a fluffy lion tail plug or two, if that's your thing. Now, Belle and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast are the obvious choices for a Disney-inspired prisoner roleplay, as the beautiful princess is locked in the dungeon by a big, strong, scary beast. And depending on how intense you want your scene to be, you can add natural elements of primal play, fear play, edge play, and even ravishment or CNC. Let's pivot to a femdom scene for our next idea, featuring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, this can definitely be a soft dom scene if that's your vibe, but you can also intensify the scene with some domestic service, perhaps in chastity, or even being sexually served by a harem of devoted slaves. Or if you're polyamorous or group sex is your jam, this could also be easily incorporated. Our next scene idea comes from Aristocats, and although pet play is the obvious route to take, you can also get a bit darker if you view this scene through the lens of Edgar, the jilted butler, with perhaps some domestic service and brat taming, all the way to a kidnapping roleplay with some bondage or even cage play as the evil Edgar captures the innocent little kitten. Now, the movie Frozen naturally lends itself to temperature play, specifically with ice or other chilled objects or food, but this can also be an opportunity for poly partners to add in a third as Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff play together. Another great option for you switch couples out there is Fox and the Hound. So grab those fox ears and tail plug and think not only pet play, but brat taming and primal play as the hound sniffs out the fox, but the fox doesn't like being caught and tries to brat their foxy self out of it. We're going to get a little softer for our next scene idea using Big Hero 6 as inspiration, as Baymax, our cuddly caregiver or soft dom, cares for and cuddles their little. But this can easily escalate into a sexier space for a bit of medical role play as the patient requires a loving but thorough examination. Last week I mentioned Hercules as a scene idea as Hercules and Megura fought for power in a switch play scene. But today we're looking instead to Hades and Megura for an intense fear play or CNC scene with some good mind fucks, adding even in a space heater, wax play, or even fire play to add hellish sensory elements. This can also be expanded to include Hades' minions for some degradation or humiliation play, human furniture, and even acts of service. Now, I have a special place in my heart for Maleficent, so that's our next inspiration for anything from a nurturing CGL scene to a bit more intense play with some bondage and needle play, fear play, and even a sexy role play scene where Maleficent puts a spell on Aurora, leaving her brainless and compliant. Robin Hood and Maid Marian serve as a wonderful inspiration for anything from a sweet and spicy rescuer roleplay scene to something a bit darker with maybe some ravishment, or, for you poly peeps, even group sex with that band of thieves. Now, our final scene idea is from Alice in Wonderland, but I trailed off the main path for this one, using the scene with the caterpillar for inspiration. Now, think not only erotic hypnosis or mind fucks, but this would be great for anyone with a smoking fetish. Human ashtray, anyone? You could also include breath play and gags too. So, my YouTube family, which of these scene ideas is your favorite? Or do you have a Disney-inspired scene idea of your own? Comment below and let me know. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.